Hello and welcome to Teacher's Corner. My name is Teacher Kirby, and today we're going to be doing something a little different at the request of one of the viewers of the show. I'm going to show you how to install and begin using the STO Combat Meter or the DPS Parser. So, the STO Combat Meter is the official meter of the DPS channels and the official DPS League. Okay, and so I'm here at the DPS Channel's website, which I will link into the description of the video. So you'll notice this is actually a pretty good clearinghouse for a lot of DPS information. They have forums and news and a number of other things. So what we're interested in is right here on the very first page. This is the home page that you come to for the website, and you notice in the news section they have the link currently to the STO combat meter. If this changes, they also have the link to the STO combat meter right here in a sticky box right here on the right hand side. Okay, so I'm going to use the one here. They both go to the same location, which is a Dropbox. Okay, so this is the Dropbox link. So this goes to a Dropbox where I can download the zip file. I've previously downloaded this, so I'm not going to download it now, but I was showing you where it is. So I would normally click the download button and it would download to my computer. Now that downloads the zip file for me. Let's close these tabs. Ooh, that's a bit distracting. Okay, so when you click download, it downloads the zip file. I've downloaded it to my desktop. Here it is, scm.zip. Because it's a zip file, you're not going to be able to open it straight away. You're going to have to extract the files. So notice I have 7-zip. This works very nicely, and it's a free program. So I extract my files. I want to extract it. I'm just going to extract it to the desktop, and it's going to put it in the first open spot. There it is. So now I have an SCM folder where I can actually get into its contents. So now I'm going to click on setup.exe. This is the program to set up and install. It's verifying the requirements. At this point, your virus program might kick in with a warning that this may not be safe. It's okay. Just let it go. Tell it to ignore, make an exception, whatever you need to do. Okay? And then click install. You'll see it's actually a very small download, only 3.4 megabytes. So I'm installing, there we go. And now I can close that window. Now, because I've had this previously, it's trying to find the file path. I've deleted my log so I can show you how to make one. So, okay. When you get your combat meter, it will come looking like this. And you will see that it doesn't have any information. That's because you haven't created a combat log for it to read yet. Okay, so the way you do a combat log, quite easy. Now that I have it open, I need to go into my game and I need to do two things. First, I need to tell the game to create a combat log or a record of what is happening, what damage is being done, by whom, to whom, how much, blah, blah, blah. So the way I do that, I come to my chat and I type in the message /combat log space 1. Now that will allow me to start making a combat log. So I type that, click enter. Now that it's recording what damage is being done, now I have to actually do some damage. So I'm going to go in here. I'm on Defera. I came to Defera for this very purpose. so that I can quickly and easily start shooting at things and get some damage recorded. And you see, there it is, recording some very quick damage. And there we go. And okay, so now I've done some damage, and I'm going to head back up to the command center. Okay, so now I've done my damage. I'm heading back up. Here we go. Now I want it to stop recording. So I'm going to click on /combat log space 0. Okay, this tells it stop. The 0 tells it stop. I hit enter. Now it's stopped recording. Okay, so you don't notice anything different in your game. All you have to do is type in those two things. Now, you come back to the program, and you notice so far nothing has changed. Well, that's because we haven't told it where to look for the combat log. So now I'm going to tell it where to look for the combat log. So I'm going to click on Browse. Now it's automatically taken me to where it is, but I'm going to go back to the beginning. So normally you would start at your computer, go to your local disk. You're looking for where the program files are likely to be. So it's either going to be in, and it's going to vary based on your computer, but it's going to be in either program files or program files x86, depending on where you installed to. You need to find out where you installed to. I know mine's in 86, x86, so I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to scroll down and find Star Trek Online. It will say Star Trek Online. I'm going to double click. It will have another Star Trek Online folder. Now, because I'm on the holodeck server, that is the live server, I'm going to click live because that's where I'm playing. If I were recording something I was doing on Tribble, I would go to playtest to find that log. Live and logs, and click on game client and click on combatlog.log. Okay, so now you'll see it's recorded things, it's showing me, and it's automatically popped up with it. Okay, normally when you finish a combat you'll need to click the green analyze button for it to show you what happened during that combat. Okay, so now I want this to be saved as my default location for my combat log, so I click on set default and it saves that for me. So if something happens and you lose this, all you would have to then click is default and it will automatically find that path for you again. Okay, now I can look at quite a few different things here. So I can simply look at my overall number, which pretty good, 194 DPS, not bad for the ground. I can look at, okay, so over time, that's the bottom axis here, and how much damage I did or how much DPS I was doing over time. So at 50 seconds in, my DPS was quite low. Started off quite high at 15 seconds and dropped and was going back up as we stopped. Oh, sorry, that's not me. That is John Crichton 1. Mine is here in the green, so mine was a little more stable. You can see. And also for a shorter period. And then we had the third person. So this will record the DPS of anybody who is within range. And there is a range drop-off or accuracy drop-off as the range gets farther from you. Okay, so that's the DPS chart. You can also look at the damage chart, which will show color-coded again, how much damage each person did and when they did it. So this was one instance of damage I did, and it did that much damage, and it was did about, let's see, 500 or 600 damage, and was done at about 16 seconds into the match. Okay, from when it started recording damage. Okay, so this gives us another picture of the match. Now, if I want to see some more detailed information about me, I can click on Player Combat Analysis Reports, and I can choose the different players. So I can see right here, this person is an engineer because they used Chronoton Mine Barrier. Okay, and his damage was all done by Transphasic Bomb, his Mine Barrier, and his pets. If I want to see what pets he had, I come up here, click on Pet, and it tells me his pet was his Quantum Mortar. So this person actually did not fire any weapon themselves. They simply laid down these things and it did 168 DPS for him, just by virtue of doing their normal things and being there. Okay? That's the power of engineers on the ground. Alright, so if I look at myself here, I only had 2 sources of damage. I did not actually shoot off my concussive tachyon on a mission. Okay, and I had, those were my TR-116B primary shot, that's the bolt. And then the secondary shot, that's the sniper shot. And you can see here the damage is listed in order from greatest to least. So things that do the most damage will be on top. Okay, you can see how many kills I got with each one, how many attacks I made with each one. You can see my maximum one hit with each type of fire, my hit rate, my crit rate with each one, etc., etc. And there's a multitude of information here as well. Okay, I can also copy various statistics to share with my friends. And if I want to see what somebody is running, I can click on the STO gateway and it will link me to their gateway account or their gateway page. So I can see them, look them up on the gateway that way. Okay, now if this were an ISA and I wanted to upload it, I can click here on the Upload Results button in the middle of the page. It is right here. It will not upload this because, as you can see, combat map is not valid for uploads to the DPS League. Defera Ground is not a supported ground map. Okay. I can also look up my own records on the DPS League by clicking the official DPS League button. And there it is. Okay, and it comes up with an interactive table. So if I wanted to look myself up, I simply type in my @handle and click on search, and you can see it comes up with all of my different tunes and their related DPS here in the middle column. Okay, also tells you what faction they are, blah blah blah, etc., etc. And the type of run that it was, whether a 3-2 or a left to right. Okay, you can see most of them are left to right runs with a few 3-2 splits there. Okay. Alright, and you can also show you these are all these supported maps. So we have ISA, HSE, which is Hive Space Elite, Crystalline Catastrophe Advanced, Nukara Transdimensional Tactics Elite, Nukara Self-Destructive Tendencies Elite, and Bug Hunt Elite. These are all these supported maps. So if you do something on one of these maps, you can then upload it for a channel invite. For ISA is only used for channel invites, or is the only one used for channel invites. But you can upload it for record keeping. Okay, so you can look up the other tables as well. Like you'll notice on the CCA table, Odin Knight holds the current record, DPS record at 302k DPS in a CCA run, and that was a 24.9 second run, just 0.2 seconds slower than Jay McLaughlin's record. Okay, so to recap, You can download the STOW Combat Meter at the DPS Channel's website, which will be linked in the description below. Install it, and then create a combat log by typing /combat log /1, doing some sort of damage, and then type /combat log 0. Browse to the log's location. It will be somewhere in the Star Trek folder. You'll have to find where that is on your computer. Once you do that one time, you will not need to do it again unless something happens. But every time that you wish to parse yourself or record combat, you will need to again type in /combat log 1 to tell the program, or to tell STO to begin creating a combat log for that engagement. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the section below, and I look forward to seeing you Wednesday nights for the show live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays for discussion of Teacher's Corner.